Hey, WokeNFree Nation. Newsly is an audio app for iOS and Android. It picks up web articles about the most trending topics on the web at any given moment and reads them to you in a natural human voice.
For the first time in the history of the internet, the entire web becomes listenable. Browse articles from topics you choose and start playing. Stop scrolling, start listening.
You can follow any topic as specific as you like, from sports, science to Bitcoin, or even one of your favorite celebrities. It will find you the latest articles and read them to you aloud.
And they have podcasts as well. Explore trending podcasts from over 50 countries. Our podcast, WokeNFree, is there too.
Now let's get into the episode. Hi, it's Natasha.
And Khalil.
And we are the co-hosts of
WokeNFree.
Thank you for tuning in to our 311th episode of WokeNFree. If you've been tuning in every week for WokeNFree Wednesday, you know that WokeNFree is all about being real and honest with each other and you. We talk about everything and anything important to us, you, the world, and nothing is off the table. And sadly, we have an interesting but kind of sad situation to discuss. We've titled this episode, "Oh, Lizzo, Truth Hurts Because I Love You." And if you say, well, that's an interesting title, just wait for it. Wait till the end. But before we dive deep into the subject, a couple of things to go over and ask you. Have you not only gone to WokeNFree.com to listen to this episode? Thank you. But have you also downloaded it through the Podbean app? If not, please do so immediately, because if you have the app, then you can do one of the most important things you can do every single week, which is put in your comments, share your thoughts. We know you have thoughts about Lizzo and the lawsuit, so don't be shy. Please share. Now, if you say, well, I listen to podcasts on a device where I can't put another app on it, I question that. But nonetheless, what we can do then is, if that happens to be your situation, what you should do is go to WokeNFree.com and then go on the Listen tab and then pick your platform of choice where you're going to follow and subscribe to the show. So you'll find WokeNFree on iTunes, TuneIn, Stitcher, Google Play. Subscribe to our YouTube channel, SoundCloud, iHeartRadio, Spotify, Pandora. It's a WokeNFree world. So where most podcasts are consumed, you will find our show. Now, on WokeNFree.com, you also can click to subscribe to follow the show through the Podbean app. And on social, we'd love to hear from you on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then lastly, if you have 90 seconds, which, as y'all know, is a statement, not a question, we would love for you to review the show. So best way to do that, go to WokeNFree.com, go on the Listen tab, and then again, pick your platform of choice where you will give us our reviews. Thank you in advance for the 5 stars. Appreciate y'all.
That's always good to get 5 stars, though, right?
You know, if I can take 10, I'd take 10.
Oh, okay. You take even more.
I'd take 1,000,000.
See, that should be one of our questions before we start the episode. How many stars would you take to be satisfied?
Infinity.
And then you'd be satisfied?
Yes.
Oh, that's all it takes. Okay.
Infinite stars.
Oh, not bad. All right.
Mm-hmm.
I like that. That's definitely a good one. But we're going to share a little bit different thing about ourselves, actually.
Okay.
This week, we are asking, would you rather eat broccoli or cauliflower?
So, I think for me, I actually would go with cauliflower because I feel like cauliflower has less of a taste than broccoli. I think broccoli has actually more of a remnant taste that I'm not particularly a fan of unless it's dipped in cheese or some type of sauce.
Oh, wow, sauce.
I'll take it in that beef and broccoli you order. I'm a fan of that one. But yeah, unless broccoli comes in some type of sauce or dipped in cheese, queso particularly, then...
you can't just take salt and pepper?
Cauliflower, por favor.
Wow. What about garlic pepper?
That's interesting. Maybe. But I still take cauliflower first over that.
All right, that's fair enough. Mm-hmm. The thing with cauliflower is it takes on the flavor of anything you cook it in. Yep. It's kind of like catfish. It's ready to be just flavored up. But broccoli, it does have its own flavor. And the thing is, I just don't... When I was younger, I saw cauliflower at some point and realized it looks weird compared to broccoli. So I prefer broccoli because broccoli's green like most plants. So that's really why I preferred just the looks. But technically, yeah, cauliflower doesn't have a taste. It's just how it looks. It looks like something from another planet.
It does look alien.
Yeah, it looks like they should talk about it in Congress or something and have a whole,
Maybe that's
have a little expose on it. Where did that come from?
We are not alone here.
Where did the cauliflower come from? Is it like an alternate broccoli from a different dimension? That's what I asked.
If it wasn't such a weird question, I would say we should talk about it on the show.
What's not a weird question?
Where does cauliflower come from?
That in itself is
Earth.
Well, you're just taking a guess. You don't know that for sure. Have you researched the history? Do they really know? I look at it and I can make assumptions.
Yeah, I bet you can.
And I also look at the situation with Lizzo and I make assumptions.
Oh.
But
that's not so sloppy.
But could you actually tell us, instead of me making the assumptions, what is the situation with Lizzo?
It's such a broad situation to discuss, so let's get into details. Yeah. So if y'all don't know, Lizzo has a lawsuit brought, several, actually. Well, actually they're all looped into one, I guess. But
is it? Okay.
But yeah, so essentially dancers are bringing a lawsuit against their former employees due to claims of sexual harassment. And obviously we're in the beginning stages of this to be litigation and also, situation with Lizzo. But we felt like regardless of where it sits and what happens, we wanted to just jump on the air and talk about it because it's deeply troubling, to be honest. And it's frustrating because Lizzo is a pop star who has built her brand around positivity and, helping to bring visibility to bigger body, different bodies. And now, there's claims of sexual harassment. There's claims that she's fat shamed people. There's claims that, she's made people feel uncomfortable, that, we have a link to Vox, F-O-X, if y'all check out the episode to see, VOX. Yep. Thank you. Vox. And, the lawsuit filed by 3 of her former dancers this week, or when this article came out, alleges that there is misconduct by her production company, Big Girl Big Touring Inc., and that her dance team captain, Shirlene Quigley. That's not supposed to be laughable, that is. I know. It's just like how I said it now.
Why did you say it like that? Okay.
Among the claims included in the suit is that Lizzo pressured her dancers into unwanted sexual situations, made statements that were perceived as thinly veiled comments about a dancer's weight gain, and put people through grueling rehearsals that led to one dancer soiling herself. And then as of August 9th, there were at least 6 more former employees who've also filed similar complaints against Lizzo. And, I guess on social media, as reported on Vox, Lizzo pushed back against these allegations, saying that they're unbelievable as they sound and too outrageous to not be addressed. It's, again, a little bit challenging because of what Lizzo stands for. Why I think, for me, I feel invested in this conversation because, as a flautist myself, as a bigger-bodied woman, I would look to Lizzo and see, hey, she's a young woman who is out here really trying to change the narrative, trying to embody body positivity in the music industry, which, as we know, has been very toxic and very bigger bodied people for many decades. And so, wow, like for her to have put her
But you're only mad at the body shaming allegations. You're not mad at the sexual harassment.
I'm mad at all the allegations, right? Like, we should treat our employees with a level of respect and decency. I mean, we watched and we reviewed her show on Amazon, the Big Girls, the whole Amazon show that she had, and from that show it was definitely evident that there were I think that she has growth as an employer. Like, I think there's an opportunity for her to grow. I feel like she blurs the lines a little bit with her dancers, from that show at least. But if, this is taking things to a whole new level. I mean, in the allegation, there is, some of the allegations included, obviously, hostile work environment that included the sexual harassment, failure to prevent or remedy sexual harassment in the workplace, a failure to prevent or remedy religious harassment in the workplace. That's interesting. Some of the requests that happened that by one of the plaintiffs said that, that there was pressure from Lizzo to attend a performance with nude dancers in Amsterdam, to eat bananas placed in nude dancers' genitals, and pressure on one of the plaintiffs to touch a dancer's breast. I mean, these are really disgusting allegations.
Is it disgusting, or is it just kind of like a wild and free employer?
I mean, like I said, I think we're crossing.
Well, maybe
lines
not free,
here.
but
yeah,
wild
definitely. Though. The other allegations tied to religious harassment alleges that Quigley spoke extensively.
You love that word, don't you?
I think you do.
No, you're the one who gets real excited about it.
About her religious views as a Christian, and berated those who didn't share these beliefs. And it claims that one dancer's virginity was frequently discussed without her consent, and that the dancers were pressured to participate in group Christian prayer regardless of their religious beliefs, and that all three defendants did little to remedy such actions despite knowing about them, as claimed in the lawsuit.
That part to me is insane, considering they were doing the stuff with the new dancers. Like that just seems to go just completely 360, right?
Well,
to say, hey, do this stuff with the dancers. Oh, but yay, you gotta be
group prayer.
Yeah, we gotta pray though. Like what? I mean, that's weird.
Well, as there are folks that twerk for Jesus, as we know, Christianity and how people interpret their religious beliefs are quite different.
Yeah,
and obviously there's a more broader approach to Christianity.
Like, I don't know what Quigley is preaching, but maybe she wasn't at that event with the new dancers, because that's very strange. You try to preach that you're holier than thou, but you want these people to grope on breasts. That's a little strange.
I mean, eating fruit from genitalia. I mean, this
and
is
that too. I mean,
wild. I don't understand how anyone would think that's acceptable to ask their friend to do, much less an employee. I mean, it's
it
really
could be
wild.
Because if you're a sex worker, right? Then it makes sense.
Well, unless Lizzo or her team has identified as such.
I know that's the problem. Did they sign that in the form? Was any of that brought up?
Anyone disclose this information as that's how they're identified?
Because she might have that in there might be some little terms and conditions maybe that she can help get her out of this suit and say, look, you signed up for this, guys. We said we're going to do some freaky stuff.
Well, let's not use labeling of services.
All right, not freaky stuff. I don't know what to call it.
Everyone has different interpretations.
Yeah, I don't know what to call it. But
just different behavior.
You signed up for different behavior to happen while you're a dancer.
You're open to different experiences. Yeah. And you can't contract that.
Oh, wait, you can't contract that?
That's too broad. Come on.
No, you said, because you said different experience.
Yeah, different experience. You can't contract
that. No, that you can't contract, but if you could say sex worker experience.
Yes, I mean, you can.
Or you can go into terms of this kind of thing.
Well, again, I'm not a contract.
No, you can't say
so I don't know what is legally permissible, because it has to be, as long as the sex work is permissible in that state and for which the activity is going to take place, right? You have to draw the lines. Yeah. I don't know if sex work is legal in every state. I'm not quite sure.
I want to be careful about what I say, but if it's filmed, it's usually legal. That's all I'm going to say.
Yeah, so...
But, I don't know.
But then, again, so then the language has to speak to that, right? You have to get very specific then. And
then
Lizzo
could still be
call that out in the contract for folks signed. And then also, when people create a show around when they know that this is some of the different experiences... I mean, well, they were filming the Bunny Ranch. So maybe.
Oh, see, they went to the Bunny Ranch.
No, I'm not suggesting Lizzo and the dancers.
Oh, they didn't go there.
No, what I'm saying is there was another show with the Bunny Ranch.
Yeah,
right?
okay.
So that's what I'm saying. So actually, shows will film people that are engaging in sex work. I was questioning,
you're saying shows?
I was like, they would, because I'm like, would Amazon sign up to film her show if they were allowed to? Right?
Oh, you mean would they show X-rated kind of content?
Yeah. I mean, it seems a little bit risky.
Oh, I see you're asking.
But I don't know. I guess it's more.
No, but the Bunny Ranch wasn't on Amazon. It was on HBO, right?
Exactly. So that's
HBO shows the risque content, but that's a whole other thing. Yeah. But I mean that's very interesting.
But at the end of the day, the allegations speak to the fact that there was inappropriate behavior, that it obviously seems like it must have been ongoing for it to rise to the level of a lawsuit. And that now there was 3 and then 6 more came on board. So obviously there are people who are very disgruntled with her experience working with her and her team.
But is this a case of they're just kind of come after her because she's a black woman kind of thing? Or is this not a race-based suit?
So
you just got to ask that. I'm not saying it is that.
I think that because the allegations are rooted in questionable and inappropriate behavior that does not seem to be race-based or race attached to any race, then I would argue that based on the allegations for what I know them to be, I would not say that this is a race-based lawsuit.
Okay. So if someone like Brad Pitt or Johnny Depp had the suit brought against them, you think it'd go just as hard as being brought against Lizzo?
Well, again, so Lizzo has symbolism, right? Like Brad Pitt and Johnny Depp, they don't symbolize body positivity. They don't symbolize what Lizzo symbolizes as. So, this is why I think people are super shocked and are being like, very like, oh, Lizzo, how could you do this? Because, I even social media, I recall seeing someone saying that she was, like fat shaming, right? Like in this situation. And it's like, or that she made someone walk across a long distance to get a slice of cheesecake, and Diddy did do the same thing.
Yeah, that doesn't mean anything. But again, that's not a body positivity issue, to walk and get cheesecake.
Okay, well, it's wildly inappropriate, Khalil.
Yeah, it's a different thing.
You need to walk across a bridge for a slice of cake. No one should consent to that behavior.
No, that's something else.
If you're into that.
Now, it'd be different if she said get on the treadmill, then we know you're talking about weight. But if you just say to walk to get your good food, you're getting good food. Walk for it. It's not necessarily positivity. It could be, but why are you getting the cake? Shouldn't you be practicing or sleeping or something?
There's a lot of reasons why people eat cake, Khalil.
No, but cheesecake that we're talking about.
There's
not
a
cake.
lot of reasons why people eat cheesecake.
Oh, really?
Khalil.
I want to hear those. Like, I'd love to hear the reasons of cheesecake over normal cake.
Okay. Anything else you would like to add regarding the lawsuit information that you read?
Yeah, I'm going to actually bring up a couple more details of the case, or I guess the suit that was brought upon by these dancers. So, as shared by Insider, the dancers actually were Ariana Davis, Crystal Williams, and Noelle Rodriguez.
Putting names out there. Okay.
Yeah, just so people can research and do their homework. Because, all these people want to be detectives. So, go ahead and do your armchair detective work and see what's going on. And, yeah, like you said, they were the suit is against Lizzo, her production company, Big Girl, Big Touring Inc., and the dance captain, Shirlene Quigley. And per the lawsuit, it was filed in Los Angeles County Superior Court.
Okay.
Very important, because this is the LA thing.
Yep.
Right? And the three dancers, they, as you said, accused them of sexual harassment, and, well, it was actually the sexual harassing during the night out with the new club in Amsterdam. So,
after they were
what?
Brought onto the team, right? So.
Oh, well, yeah. It was actually, that happened after they were hired onto the team. And then the lawsuit alleged that Lizzo, she began inviting cast members to take turns touching the nude performers, catching...
You're a mess.
This is according to insiders, catching dildos launched from the performers' vaginas and eating bananas protruding from the performers' vaginas while at the club.
This is not a laughing matter.
No, but I don't know what club you go to where this happens. Yeah, this is interesting. This is how it goes down. When you go
Amsterdam, I guess. Right?
But only at this place. I don't know if Amsterdam is all about this, but this is just that one part.
More to discover, I guess.
Yeah, there's more to do in Amsterdam, obviously. But this is what the lawsuit is captured. And the suit alleges that, and then this extra detail even is that Lizzo, she created a group chant that she started calling out Davis and pressuring her to touch the performer's breast after Davis declined multiple times. So she did like a peer pressure tactic to try to get her to touch, the performer.
Ariana Davis. Okay.
Yeah, instead of just, that's even worse, right? To bring everybody there is chanting now. Yeah, and
that's despicable.
It's like that. That's a lot. And that to me, so when I hear these kind of details of the case, it makes me think, I don't know, like, I think that it really happened.
That would be very specific lies. If someone was bringing
to say it's outrageous, I don't really see how you can say it never happened.
I would agree with Lizzo in that I do think this is outrageous, but I think it's outrageous behavior, not outrageous lies.
It's too specific.
It's a very specific series of lies, but if is it possible? Absolutely. Anything's possible in life.
Well, of course it's possible, but it's to me, it's believable too. I believe, it's not.
It's hard because again, we
Lizzo,
live in
you can't say she's guilty, but I believe this. They do make up false things. Yeah. There are false accusations, but usually, let's see though. Sometimes, hey, there's a recent thing that happened, right, with a kidnapping that didn't happen, and that had details.
Yep.
So
those were specific.
So that's why we still have to be careful.
Oh yeah, nothing's until they come to court and they
let's hear it all in the court of law and see what happens, and hopefully this is not like a settled outside of court kind of thing.
Most likely will be. Most lawsuits are because it's too expensive to really go through trial.
Okay.
ultimately, then, you talked about it already, but any other thoughts that you have around the allegations, around the lawsuit, around Lizzo?
Yeah, I mean, to me, this whole thing is surprising only because Lizzo already puts out sexual content on her social media, so I don't, like, for her to kind of deny it, it just seems like, I mean, it's messed up. I guess you're not supposed to judge. Yeah, it's like you do this stuff already. You show the world what you're into. Then we get a closed door view of what's going on behind the scenes, and you try to deny that. I don't know. I don't believe that. I don't believe these things are false. I believe they're true because it's just it's kind of like a more deeper take on what you do in public. Like, she likes to show nudity and stuff, and I can see her saying, "Hey, we're going to all engage in that stuff." Yeah. Now, the shaming, the body positivity stuff, that's kind of really messed up. But I guess, under pressure, it could be a thing where she's like, she just kind of loses it and, I don't know, goes off the rails on that and talks about stuff.
Similar to the fact that, like, within people of color communities, right? How many of us have heard or grew up hearing Black people talk poorly around other Black people or talk poorly around colorism, right? And that happens in the fat community too. A larger woman will absolutely call another person fat or FB, right? Like, they will,
or talk about someone's weight.
To be honest, I think that's tied to self-hatred. Like, the same way that we dog others is based on us dogging ourselves. And as much as she says and claims that she loves being plus size and being her size, like, is that always true? I mean, I know being a bigger bodied woman, it can be painful to be fat, to be honest. Like, it can hurt. And it's because you're carrying extra weight, or the weight isn't evenly distributed, whatever the different reasons are, or the health concerns that happen when you are dealing with different health issues. So you have to wonder,
take it out on others, though.
Of course. Because it's really kind of that self-hatred of, like, well, the same way you project onto others is how you really feel about yourself. So.
But I think it's messed up to say, hey, you know what, you need to lose weight, I'm just going to gain weight. That's messed up to me. I don't know
if she's actively on a journey of gaining weight. You out here doing the most.
I'm just saying, that's a messed up idea.
Hey, you're looking quite plump.
Yeah, then you throwing down the fries and the burgers.
Ooh, you shameful.
Actually, not burgers. You gotta be vegan, right? Yeah.
I know. I don't know, Lizzo.
That just seems wrong to me, though. All right, I understand. Like, yeah, you have self-hatred, you get mad at somebody, but you can't, like, to come after somebody, it's like, you're not doing anything yourself. So that doesn't, what can you say to somebody? I mean,
you need to focus on you.
On their weight.
Now, granted, weight comes up in dancing because we all know that, with dancing, it can be challenging depending upon what our physical conditions are.
Yeah,
so
this is unfair.
You can be thin, you can be big. Either way, both groups can dance.
Yep.
But technique does change, and also what is that called? Like, choreography may change based on the flexibility and the abilities of the dancer.
Yeah.
In both size groups, in smaller dancers and bigger dancers. So if she's coming at her dancers for saying, hey, like, you're not showing up and you're not doing the moves, then they collectively need to figure out, like, are you doing the moves for what your body can do, or are you not doing the moves, you're not going as hard? But I don't think you can come at someone and just be like, yeah, like, you gained 2 pounds.
She was implying that weight was the issue. She didn't just say, like, you can't do the move. She didn't go that way.
Like, if you're coming at someone, you're critiquing the performance.
Allegedly.
Yeah, if you're allegedly coming at the performance, then yeah, you absolutely have a right to critique your dancers. But again, you can do this with kindness. You can critique with kindness. You can critique with professionalism. You don't have to be like, hey, right? Like, nope, that's not appropriate. You don't have to come
after somebody's weight.
And that's wildly inappropriate.
Especially for what she stands for, it's like...
And also, like, have you looked at yourself?
Not right.
Like, I mean, we all have things that...
I told you.
Like, that's what I'm saying. Like, we all have things that we can work on ourselves. So, this is pot calling kettle.
Yeah. I mean, you tell the person, you lose, I gain. It doesn't make sense.
Well, wait a minute. Let's get out of this gain scenario. I'm not speaking on whether she has gained or lost weight. But all I'm saying is we have to just look at ourselves in the mirror and then before we have conversations with others.
Oh, I mean, all right. You say that, okay. Like, I'm saying my other term still. I'm sticking to my term, though.
I bet you are.
I mean, she could tell me, though, if she wants to come on there and
Lizzo,
she can explain herself.
To come and share your thoughts.
Because I would just want to hear how, like, these specific claims are just false. I mean, I just don't see it.
Well, I mean, so
I really
careful.
don't
Like
see
if
it.
if her attorney is advising her,
but I know she's not supposed to speak.
Deny, then I hope for Lizzo's case that there is truth supporting the fact that these allegations are false. Because you can say something's a lie, but unless you have proof to support that, then how is it when it goes to trial? If it goes to trial, which, like I said, I highly doubt it would. She definitely will settle out of court for sure.
Well, yeah. See, that's
what's your proof that this is false, right? But it works both ways. So what's it prove that it did happen?
The burden of proof is the proof. Isn't it on the prosecutors to prove that it's an issue, not her to prove that she didn't say it?
Exactly.
The prosecutor's got to prove that she did say it, and then she can just deny it, or she can defend it and say, oh, whatever. You're lying. You know what? She can disprove their
does it meet the
facts
burden
or
of
theories.
Reasonable doubt regarding. I mean,
burdens on the prosecutor though.
Well,
right?
this is a civil.
Or I don't know.
Right? This is a civil lawsuit, not a criminal.
It's not. Yeah, it can't be.
Well, I think it's civil, right? Yeah.
Yeah, they're not.
Yeah, I don't think they're bringing criminal charges against
because they didn't.
So.
I mean, how? I don't even know how you make it criminal. She didn't touch them. This is all like words, right? If you actually think about it, this is all words. So it's harassment and stuff. So I don't think you can bring a criminal charge. It's definitely
That's why it's definitely going to be ultimately the dancers.
I think it'll be easier to settle.
They'll hear a number, and that number will make sense. And
that bank account will make sense. Thank you and goodbye.
Yeah, thank you and goodbye. It's been nice to meet business with you.
Thanks for business.
But
ultimately, Liz will just be like, she'll just be like, that's cool,
Well, I think that leads us to this next question then.
It does, doesn't it?
Mm-hmm.
What do you think's in store for the future with Lizzo?
Loss of income and also retribution. And also,
really?
Well, from the dancer's perspective, I'm sure they're going to feel like Lizzo deserves this, or
Only if. Well, all right. Well, here's the question. It's in the terms of you think it's retribution if she wins the case, or if she. It's
for the dancers. Like they're like, yay! Like
But you only get retribution if the dancers win or if they settle, right?
Yeah,
that's only retribution.
They absolutely will settle.
But if for some reason they didn't, then it's possible there wouldn't be retribution.
Well, it's possible, but I highly doubt that Lizzo.
I don't think she'd want this
attorney
seat, though.
will allow this to go to trial. Like I don't see how that could go well at all.
Yeah,
like this. I mean, some of these
allegations because a lot of stuff that can
wild,
more specific.
Yeah, because you're going to have to get you're going to have to get all the testimony from all those different dancers.
And then I wonder if they would have Lizzo take the stand and stuff too.
Definitely not. Yeah, that would not happen.
Lizzo would be pissed at them. Yeah. I trusted you guys.
Yeah, she would cuss them out. That would be a hot mess.
Because I bet you there was things said in confidence too that she didn't think was going to come out.
1,000%. That's why I'm saying this cannot go to trial.
That's why I don't think it's going to
make any sense.
A lot of things could come out that wouldn't be
make any sense. This is foolish. That's why I said she will be cutting a check, several checks.
She's going to make them whole.
She will absolutely make. Like I said, that number is going to make sense. And
you're right.
And we're going to keep it moving. And what I hope for Lizzo is that this is a humbling experience for her because A, no one likes to lose money. B, no one likes to have their dirty laundry aired out like this. And then C, that she needs to understand what it means to be a good employer. And a good employer does not maybe engage in their employees going to these sex parties or these types of behaviors. I think you can do that with your friends and your family, but
that's smart. Your family,
you're welcome to do whatever.
They're going to be catching bananas. Yeah,
I mean, you can do whatever you like, but please don't involve children and please don't involve employees. Right? Like
that's not. Yeah, I mean, that's never been alleged though.
No. Of course not. I'm just saying if do what you need to do in your own free time, but you just shouldn't.
I guess it's just easy though, because it's kind of like if you have employees and you get close with them, it's like, hey, this is all the girls, right?
Industry,
your friends.
Right?
And it's the industry too, yeah. Just like you say, the industry goes out all the time, right?
They go out. It's a part of the culture.
That's
of
what
it is to be a touring artist. It blurs the lines
true
automatically.
Too, that's the culture.
But this needs to be a humbling opportunity for her to be like, yes.
I guess you just got to know your boundaries,
right? Like you do that
with
your boo. You do that with your friends, your close friends. You do not bring your employees because the minute you do that, you cross lines on a deeper level with that employee and the employee.
Because it puts people in uncomfortable situations. Because it's like, I work for you, so I have to do this, but I really don't want to do it. That's not fair. Yeah. Like, it's just not a fair thing. If I worked with
Lizzo, I would absolutely love to, engage in wanting to, hang out with her. But if she asked me to come to a party like that, I would be like, no. no, like
yeah, but you wouldn't even know that this was going to happen, right? This was just sprung upon you while you're at the party,
and then a banana or dildos launch at you. I mean, this is wild. I mean, doing the most out here in these streets. It's too much. It's too much, Lizzo. Come on. So I hope that you learn from this, and I hope that regardless of but no matter what, she's paying money. So absolutely, she hopefully learns from this.
But with the body shaming, I mean, would you just write that off as she just made a mistake kind of thing?
Not that's self-hatred, I think.
Oh, wow.
So I think she needs to really come to terms with what it is to be a plus-size woman in this world, a plus-size black woman in this world. And you either love it or you don't. She claims she does. Obviously, that might not be true. So figure it out, right? I love being a bigger bodied woman as well, but am I going to say that I'm not on a health journey or wellness journey of trying to lose weight, trying to build stamina, trying to tone? Of course I am. But I had to figure out what I needed to do to feel good about me. She needs to figure out what she needs to do to feel good about herself and others around her. And if you want plus size dancers, then you need to treat plus size dancers with respect and with dignity. And if you're going to critique performance, right? Critique technique. We do not critique the dancers themselves because that's where we step into crossing lines and being inappropriate.
But you mostly do treat them with respect and dignity. It's just sometimes you lose your cool.
Them, come on now.
Sometimes you lose your cool.
Well, then maybe she's not in a good position to provide that critiquing then. And
even though it was 90% of the times you say great stuff to them.
And that 10% results in a lawsuit every time? No, thank you.
But it's kind of like on top of the other stuff you've done too. So it's like she might have critiqued them in the bad way. Yeah. But then she went and did this sexual harassment stuff. Yeah. So it's like, all right, that's enough. Like, we can only take but so much. So I think it's like that. I don't think it's just, hey, you body shamed us a few times. But also there's another thing. I don't know if we talked about it. Well, you touched on it with the soiling of themselves, is that she had
causing distress.
She had these dancers practicing for 12 hours straight. Insane. Like it was a serious thing.
Yeah, that's not appropriate.
So that was kind of not good, right?
If you have not organized your dancers to be able to have enough time to be able to learn the routines and the choreography, and you have to have people dance for 12 hours, that's unacceptable. That, to me, seems like a labor issue, and you need to space out more time.
I mean, I don't know if there's rules on how long you can force people to dance for.
Well,
I know there's rules for trucking.
There's rules around what, if you have, depending upon the size of the employer,
and then that too comes in play.
What is the break rules? But
and then they are supposed to get a certain amount of breaks.
I don't know where, and this is filed in Los Angeles, so I would imagine that California
they do have to get breaks within a certain amount of period.
California requires certain things, so that's what I'm saying.
But that's big? I don't.
But I don't know where they were practicing. It's interesting.
Because I wonder if she broke labor laws with the 12-hour dancing.
That's why I said this can't go to trial. That's okay.
It's too dirty. Yeah. But it's already a bad look for her. Her streaming numbers have dropped already.
Oh yeah, I mean, people are disgusted with Lizzo because the allegations are disgusting. But like I said, if you look at her Instagram, it is not like you pointed. I mean, it's.
So even her. You mean when you look at her Instagram,
how some of the stuff she presents, comes up, right? It's like I love Lizzo. I really do love her, but I'm like, is that always the best decision? Like, I just, I find myself asking that question around a lot of her posts. Like, is that the best decision that we could make in that scenario? Like, is this the best?
I mean, I understand it. I think it's just like, it's trying to show that bigger bodies can be beautiful.
That we should, bigger bodies. All bodies are beautiful, 1,000%. But we have to make sure that we're still putting ourselves in a light that you feel good about, right? Like personally, but then also think about how you're being received by the world. And I know it's not fair because if she goes out naked and then Miley Cyrus goes naked, it's two different responses.
Definitely.
Right? But at the end of the day, should anyone be doing that? Or
of course. People need to be free and wild.
People should be free and wild.
Yeah, they should be able to do what they need to do. But you just gotta take into consideration, I guess, your audience too.
Of course.
Is that what they're? I mean, as long as your audience
but also remember, children are looking at these Instagram accounts too. Is this the image that we want young girls?
Is that her responsibility to make sure children look at her account?
That's an ongoing issue, right?
That to me is the platform's responsibility to decide. Hey, children can look at her or not, and then not even the platform. Hey, the parents need to step in and say.
But you can't control every single thing your child does.
They got to be ready then to see some cheeks, because if they're not ready, they're not ready for the world.
Is that the message to KJ?
Definitely. You can't be You can't see cheeks and lose your mind, or there's a problem here. Yeah. That's what I would say. Like, don't lose your mind. Cheeks are real. You have cheeks.
I just think that we, as, we can be creative, we can be free, but we don't have to be so out there, right? Like that, like...
That's interesting. You want her to, like, tone it down? I don't think she should tone it down or anything.
What I'm saying is
be who
that
you are.
We need to be who we are, but do we have to have all our cheeks out? Like, for anyone, not just Lizzo, like, anyone. Like, do we have to always be... Like, we can show ourselves. I'm all for showing your body.
It shouldn't
but I just
be
think
what,
it's sometimes,
and
across the board, not just Lizzo related, I do think we really go there as a society.
Well, sex sells, right? Yeah, so that's why people do it.
I'm for showing a little, like, cleavage. I'm here for showing your body. But sometimes it's just, like, a lot in our society, just as a whole.
Like at a basketball game to twerk?
It's a lot,
in the thong?
That's a lot. Yeah, that's a lot.
Something that the aforementioned has done.
You're getting a little too excited here, Khalil.
I'm not getting excited. I'm just putting stuff out there that happens. That I'm just saying that people should be able to be free and do what they want.
It's an interesting balance. Do you be fully free, but then what is the consequence of that? And then what is the consequence of not being fully free? And which is more important? Which should take weight over the other? It's an interesting dilemma.
Yeah, that's true. I guess that's something to just ponder upon.
More to come on that. I think we have to really think through that. Yeah.
Here we go, yo. So what's the scenario? It is scenario time. Scenario 1. Zuberi took her employees to the strip club and paid for them to sit in VIP. While there, she handed them money and said, "Place it on the performer." The next day, all the employees filed a sexual harassment case against her. Do you think the employees are sensationalizing the outing, or did their boss really harass them?
So my question to you is, did they really put the money on the dancers? Prior to filing this lawsuit? And I like that they filed it the next day.
Yeah. They were ready.
Was this Lawyers Express 101? I mean...
Well, actually, this wasn't... I mean, they did a case, but this was internal. It was with HR. This wasn't with, like, the criminal or the court systems, I guess. Mm-hmm. This was just within the company.
With their HR, okay.
Yeah, they just went to HR.
Was HR present at the club, too?
No, the HR wasn't there.
Oh, okay, cool.
that would be too much for one scenario to handle.
Okay, cool. Awesome. So, wow, sensationalizing the outing.
Yeah.
Or did their boss really harass them? So, again, we'd want to look at the legal definition of what sexual harassment is and how it's defined in the state for which this scenario is taking place. And then also, I would say... I am leaning towards the fact that this is more than sensationalizing an outing. I think that this means that this type of behavior seems inappropriate, and it seems like the employees felt compelled to participate because it was their employer that took them out. And yes, it's nice to be in VIP, but maybe you don't want to be in VIP at a strip club. So there might be problems with that.
You'd rather be at the bar.
I'd rather be home sleeping than out in these streets doing any of this stuff.
When your boss is paying for everything and you're just having you're supposed to have a good time, I guess.
Like I said, I'm a very well curated extrovert introvert, where my favorite things are being by myself under a blanket with a book, not out in these streets around a strip club like that, or a strip pole or any of that stuff. I can hang with the best of them, but would I want to be invited to that? No, I would say thank you, goodbye.
Oh wow, so you denied if you were invited, possibly.
1,000%, because I am HR. And
I am HR. Nice, you just embody all of HR around the planet.
Exactly. That's really cool. I have all the Infinity Stones.
That's good to know. Now everybody knows your true identity.
Well, that's one of my titles.
Oh, now it's just one. Okay. Wow, you have the Infinity Stones. You have the HR Stone. Yeah. And you have some other ones. You can't let everybody know. Yeah. Don't let everybody know, right?
Yeah, I do a lot. I'm very, very Jamaican. But at the end of the day, for me, I would not be comfortable with this offer. So I would thankfully decline. Yeah. And I would actually ask the employer if they were feeling like they were in the right mind when they this offer, if they were manic or something going on with their mind. Because it just seems wildly inappropriate if they weren't strippers or something. Like, if they're strippers, then that's your business, then I understand.
But it's like if you're dancers and you don't wear any clothes anyway, might as well go to the strip club.
Wowzers. dancers, you're just doing the most again.
I'm sensationalizing it, but, it's close enough, right?
Okay, so if you're a dancer, you're low-key a stripper?
No,
I'm not.
You're
suggesting?
No, that's not in a general statement. I'm saying these dancers specifically dance with hardly any clothes on, so why wouldn't they go to the strip club?
Oh, so in this scenario, they're strippers?
No, they're not strippers. I'm just saying they're dancers for an employer who likes to have their not too much clothing on them, right? They don't. It's not like they dress in overalls and wear and plaid. Gotcha. I'm saying they dress in a way that it's more sexualized. So for them to go to the strip club, it's not such a stretch. That's all I'm stating.
So you're saying, you would think that they're sensationalizing this outing?
No, I'm not saying that it's sensationalized. I mean, going to the strip club, I don't think that's the issue. I think the issue is the boss saying,
put the money on them.
Yeah, to give them a demand while they're there. Like, no, don't give the only demand, even to say something like, hey, you need to take more drinks. Like, the boss got to be careful what they demand of people while you're at public outings, because you're still the boss, right? You could always say,
you're like I said, you're best.
You have too much power.
Not asking anyone to attend any of it.
See, that's funny. I think it's okay. Like, as long as these are dancers who they wear the least clothing when they dance, then okay, you can go to the strip club. But if they're dancers who perform in lumberjack outfits, then yeah, you probably shouldn't go to the strip club, right?
I don't even know how to respond to that. Okay.
But that's how you know that you shouldn't go. It depends on what kind of dance troupe this is. There's one where people, like I said, do they dress that way? Because then you can't say it's such a stretch.
Christmas elf dancers. Is this an appropriate ask then?
Yeah, it could still be, because how are they? What do the elves wear? Is it only the bras and thongs? I mean, what are they wearing?
That's what elves
Yeah, we don't. There's tipsy elves, so we don't know. Right?
OMG!
We don't know. We don't know what they have on. So I know you say that, but we really don't know how they dress when they dance.
Oh God!
It's a whole. But that's what I depend on. So I think the boss. I think this is a form of harassment, just because the boss overstepped the boundaries there.
OMG!
But not because of bringing them to the strip club, just because of the ask. I think that was the issue.
Ask.
Yeah.
Okay. Just to clarify.
Come on now, we gotta slur our stuff together. Scenario 2. Lorna has been a champion of body positivity for the last 8 years. Recently, she was caught commenting on a person's 10-year photo challenge, claiming that the photos are identical except for the increased size. Does this reveal that Lorna is not a body positive advocate?
Wow. Well, okay. This is a really complex situation, because we don't know what drove Lorna to be looking at the picture. First of all, is Lorna a fan of this person? Is she not a fan of this person? What was the state of mind that she was
All this counts? You need all this information?
There's a lot. I always need a lot of information for me to be able to make a decision on something. But ultimately, I do think that this is a challenging statement that was put out here in the world. It's
challenging, exactly.
For sure. And I think that she would have been better off not making that public statement.
Exactly.
But now that she has, we really have to be careful about saying, if one action completely deflates a person's 10-year or 8-year journey, right? If she's been a champion of body positivity and she made one poor comment, does that unravel 8 years of work publicly? I don't think so. Do I think that that's an indicator that maybe she is maybe needs to work with someone for her social media? Possibly. But
her social media,
is that where she posted it?
Yeah, it is social media, but it was just a comment. Why do you need to work with somebody on how you comment?
Because
can't you just know that in your mind to be a good person?
That's a deep question, Khalil. I'm not sure. So I don't know.
You have to work with somebody on just commenting. That just seems like a lot. Should I put this comment? No, do not put that. You are gonna mess yourself up so badly. I mean, it just seems.
I'm just saying, if you can't be responsible to know that it's if you're a body positive champion and you think it's acceptable to comment on someone's body, I think that you're confused.
But you can comment on their body, but it's always got to be A+, terrific.
But
10.
that's not
10 out of 10.
No.
What's not appropriate?
That's lying, because what if you don't feel that way about everybody's body? You liar. People say that, they don't mean it though, right? Like, they don't mean that's a lot.
10 out of 10.
Yeah, they don't really mean that though. Some people don't mean that. Some people do. Some people really do think all bodies are beautiful, and some people say it and laugh, right? Like, so it's not fair, and people have to sit where they sit on that. I'm not going to tell you where you should be, but what I am saying is, if you think that to be a champion of body positivity, it's acceptable to say, hey, this isn't right, otherwise, or you're looking real chunky bunky, right? Like, that's not okay.
What if you say, look, you look identical, it's just the sizes are a little different?
That's not an appropriate comment, though.
I know, but it's from a body positivity person.
What I'm saying. That person seems
Does
confused.
it make it okay then?
No.
Because at least they had the right intention.
That's what I said. What kind of state of mind was this person in? Oh, God.
They said what they came first to think to their mind.
They needed to check themselves before they wreck themselves because you can't out here telling people that type of stuff. It doesn't make sense.
Maybe she thought it would be helpful for the person to know.
To know that they look larger? What is someone supposed to do with this? For me, I don't understand when people come. I don't understand when people want to call me fat. I'm like, you don't think I know this? Like, I mean, why is that helpful?
How is
that helpful?
So in this case, it's just to say that you won the 10-year challenge because everything is the same except for one thing.
You won the 10-year challenge because you're fat?
No, because you almost look identical to how you looked 10 years ago. The only difference is the fat distribution has changed.
That is not what the challenge is, Khalil.
Oh, okay. All right, so I guess it's she messed that up there.
I don't think it completely unravels her as an advocate, but what I would say is that she still has some body issues that she needs to work out to why she thinks it's acceptable to comment on people's bodies. But we shouldn't be commenting on anyone's bodies. It's not for us to do that because it's not our body, right? So, like, people are entitled to live in their bodies, and we should champion people for their message. We should champion people for what they stand for. We should champion people for their accomplishments. We do not need to champion people on how big or how small they are. It doesn't do anything for that person. They know where they sit with this. Unless they have body dysmorphia and they're out here asking people,
that's something different.
What do I look like?
So if they ask for it,
if someone's asking, hey, what do I look like? Then sure, feel free to answer.
Yeah, if they ask, that's a whole different thing.
Otherwise, don't go out here telling people what they look like. It's really inappropriate.
Yeah, I mean, I don't think that she's not a body positivity advocate. I just think that she had a slip up right here, and I mean, I don't think it's a self-hatred thing. I just think she just got caught out there. She was looking at the photo and she really thought that they almost look the same, but there's a little difference that is incredibly noticeable. But even if you think that, it's like you said, what's the purpose of commenting?
Yeah.
I mean, I guess I don't know what the goal was to tell the person that.
Gave that a thumbs up and moved on. Yeah. Like, we did not need to do anything else with this.
I guess because the thing is, what if you just said the first part, then it would be okay. Be like, your photos look identical.
There you go. I mean, yeah, if you feel like lying, have at it. That's your business. If you want to lie, then you're welcome to lie. But I'm just saying that's not a good life choice either. So that's what I'm saying. Just keep it
you're calling it a lie. I mean, all right.
Yeah, just keep it moving. Keep it moving. Careful. Keep it moving.
I mean,
do you think it's helpful to lie?
No, it's not helpful if you do a lie. But is that actually a lie? If
she doesn't really believe it.
But she believes it with
that's like looking at it's like the twins. Remember, like Arnold Schwarzenegger and Danny DeVito?
Yeah,
they dress in the same suit, and for you to look at their face,
you guys are identical except for a couple things.
Exactly,
there's a couple things.
But what if someone just comes up and said, "You guys look exactly the same"? Lies and fairy tales. Lies and fairy tales.
If they did that, but I guess all right. If it was a social media post and they showed him, you said, "I did." Oh, what if you said twinning and that's it? You commented. Yeah. So you said you feel like lying because you put that.
Well, they're twinning in their outfit choice.
See,
in their looks.
There you go. We got it. You guys are identical with the ties that you wear.
It's the same person, Khalil.
Yeah. Wait, what are you talking about?
In this scenario, she took one picture when she was adult. Oh, that's what I'm saying.
No, I know. I'll go back to your twins. No, I'll go back to your twin scenario with the suits because I can say, "Hey, you guys are identical," and I'm talking about your ties.
And we know their gender identity is male. in the scenario?
None of that matters because literally I said you are identical,
okay.
And I'm talking about your ties. Your ties are the exact same
sure.
make. See? So I didn't lie.
Yeah, sure.
I said you're identical. I didn't say what those specifically. I meant specifically your ties. I didn't put those details in.
You're welcome to tell people whatever. No, if they have identical ties on, that's excellent.
No, you're so wrong.
Keep it moving.
Yeah, all right. We're gonna continue. Oh. Scenario 3. Vivienne went for a dance audition where she found out that everyone that danced for 12 hours straight would be chosen to work for a superstar. They would each also receive a 6-figure sign-on bonus. If they stopped for a break, they would be asked to leave. Do you think she should agree to the conditions or wait for another opportunity that is not so hostile?
Yeah, this seems illegal. So, like I said, there's certain states that have
right. That's a good way to jump on
break rules that are mandatory. So I question that if an employer is saying, "Hey, dance until you die," I don't think that's
there's a song called "Dance Till You're Dead."
Oh wow!
So that's actually that works. They should play that for 12 hours. For 12 hours, yeah, dance till you're dead. They can play that.
No, this seems wildly inappropriate, and that she should wait for an opportunity that doesn't risk her health.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's interesting. Okay, that's your final answer.
Yes, it is. Thank you.
Well, thank you. Thank you and good night. I'm going to miss out on this opportunity with the superstar.
Yeah, I think that that's the beginning of the entree, again, the jobs show you who they are in the beginning. And if that's the beginning entree, I don't know if you want the full, if that's the appetizer, I don't know if you want the meal. I mean, because what if that's the audition, what if the actual gig is really dancing for 15 hours at a time, right? I think that it's indicative for poor environmental conditions as an employee.
But I think that compensation says something, though.
Yeah,
that's the one thing.
I don't know if that's worth it, though.
Okay. So, I think that just these opportunities are once in a lifetime, so I think she should actually try for it and just see what happens, and if something moves you and you feel like you can't hold it, then you need to just quit. Don't keep going. Just listen to your body. I think that's always important. But hey, you can try to see what happens, and you can take the break. Maybe they were lying. Maybe they'll let you continue. I don't know. I don't think you should just give up, though, on this. I think it's too good of a situation. And just see if they're telling the truth. Maybe it's a joke, right? I don't know.
Dance till you're dead. Nice. Okay.
Maybe.
We all have to go at some time.
Oh, wow, nice. Go out dancing.
Hey, I know that's right. So with that, we are at that time again. It is coming to the end of our 311th episode of WokeNFree. Oh my, oh my, oh my. Oh, Lizzo, truth hurts because I love you.
Yes.
And we wish you well, Mama, and we hope that this is a humbling experience that provides lessons that need to be learned and that things won't, continue to be repeated that don't need to be. So with that, what do folks need to do now, Khalil?
What they need to do is come back next week for the new WokeNFree Wednesday episode. Make sure you follow us on social media to follow along in the conversation, and make sure you tune in next week for WokeNFree Wednesday. Join the conversation at WokeNFree.com.
If you want to submit a topic and really enjoyed this topic and want to hear more, then we want to hear from you. So best way to share your thoughts with us is on our contact us page at WokeNFree.com. That's WokenFree.com. And again, on social media, we love to have content that is fun and engaging on Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, YouTube, TikTok, Pinterest, and LinkedIn at WokeNFree. And then for all sponsorship or collaboration queries, best place to reach us, contact us page at WokeNFree.com.
If you didn't already subscribe, please do share the episode and make sure you come back to join the conversation every Wednesday for WokeNFree Wednesdays. Remember, WokeNFree is more than a podcast. It is a way of life. Until next time.